Hi guys, welcome to question 6, where we first of all we have to show that AP squared is equal to this. So let's get our head around this question. So we've got a point in 3 dimensions, okay, x, y, and z, and a variable p has these coordinates. So there are no numbers, okay, it makes it automatically a bit tougher. Okay, so A to P is a length, so when I'm thinking about lengths in 3 dimensions, I'm thinking about Pythagoras' theorem. Now, let me make a quick sketch to remind you of what you would have done in your GCSEs. But this was A-star GCSE, so it's pretty tough. So if you wanted to find the, let's call this A, and let's call this P, because it's relative to the question. If you wanted to find this length here, we said that it was the square root of x squared, that being x, plus y squared, that being y, or we could have called A, B, and C, but it doesn't matter. And it's basically the 3 dimensions squared and added together. Okay, that's what we said. So that's what we're going to need to do. But the problem is we haven't got this distance because we haven't got this number. But if we did have that number, let's say it's 2, we would say it was 6 because we'd take that away. So what we've actually got is this, AP squared, sorry, that's just going to be AP there, isn't it, because you'd square root it. So AP squared is going to be it without this. So x, so it's going to be the difference in the x, so that's going to be 8 minus t squared. I'm going to swap these around just because it's going to make things easier. So just finding the difference, it doesn't matter which one I start with. So I'm going to do t minus 6, which would be plus 6 squared. And I'm going to put the t first here. I don't know why I did it that way. It's going to make it a little bit more harder, but I've done it now. So it's going to be 2t take away 5 squared. I think everyone's going to prefer, if you want to pause it and rewrite it, you'll still get the same answer, but put the t at the start. Okay, so let's go ahead and expand these. So I'm going to have, now just remember this means times by itself. So you're going to have 64, you can have minus 16 t's plus a t squared plus this one here. So we're going to have t squared plus 12 t's plus 36. A bit more complicated to do in your head, this one, but it's 4t squared. If you imagine this, well, I'll do it. If you imagine it like this, you're going to have minus 10 and then another minus 10, so you can have minus 20 t's. And we're going to finish that one off with a plus 25. Okay, so hopefully this all tidies up to give me this. Right, let's start with these numbers. So it's got 64 plus 36. That's 125, so it's looking good at the moment. How many t squareds I've got? 1, 2, I've got 6, so I've got 6 t squareds. Minus 16t, that's minus 4. Okay, there we go. It's all good. We've done it. So AP squared is equal to that. Okay, so that's part A done. Okay, let's have a look at part B. Part B, it says, hence, find the value of t where this is, AP is the least. Okay, so we're talking about minimums. So when AP is a minimum, so if you think back to all the work you've done, if I make a sketch, so this is a graph, this is the least value, that's where the derivative is equal to 0, the gradient is equal to 0. So that's what we've got to do. But we've got AP squared, and actually that doesn't really matter, because if you want the minimum value of this also has to be its minimum. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So what we're going to do is just differentiate it, and there's nothing else you can really do at this stage. So I'm going to differentiate this. So it's going to be, normally you just have, say, a y, so it's going to be the d of AP squared with respect to t. So it's dt. Okay, so that's going to go, that constant term. We're going to have 12t minus 24. And like I just said to you up here, this is going to be equal to 0. So let's put this equal to 0. So we've got 12t take away 24 is equal to 0. Bit of simple rearranging, you're going to get 2. Okay, so the value of t when AP is its least is 2. Now determine this least distance, so let's use this to find this least distance. So I'll do this in pink to show it's part C. We're just going to pop it straight into this. Okay, so AP squared is going to be 6 lots of 2 squared minus 24 lots of 2 plus the 125. Okay, so that's 24 minus 48 plus 125, and I make that 101. Okay, that's AP squared. So then obviously to find AP we're going to square root 101, which I'll leave that for you to do. It's going to be 10 point something. I'll be tempted just to leave it like that, to be honest, because it's more accurate and they haven't asked us to round to decimal places, so yeah, leave it like that. But if you want to, write it in decimals, but make sure you say what you are rounding it to, otherwise it's technically wrong.